5, 6, 7, and smiling. And energy, arms. And turn to, and down, and turn to, and hold, and 5, 6, 7, and 1. And.
Dance. An exposition in culture and creativity.
Good
You
job.
can't get more positive than that. Welcome to another edition of Positive Profiles as we feature dance. And to tell us a little bit more about dance, we have Lisa Cummins of Excellencia Dance Studios. Lisa,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm already impressed. You know, I've only spent, what, a minute in your dance class, vicariously. Tell us how you got into the School of Dance.
Oh, wow. Well, I always loved dancing. I started dance at summer camp. I would have been under the tutelage of people like Jack and Kelvin Carvalho, and I loved dance. So as I got older, and I actually gave my life to the Lord, and I wanted to continue dancing. And I thought to myself, you know, how am I going to be able to offer this to the Lord? So after a few years, I got involved in dance at church, and I decided to pursue it. So I did creative arts at the university here. And while I was there, I decided, why not go all the way? So I started the dance school, Excellencia School of Dance, because I wanted to bring glory and honor to His Excellency through the arts, through movement.
Now, some may say that this is an opportunity, yes, for you to bring many into the church and many into the fold. But you've taken this not only within the church, but outside of the church to the community element. And from my understanding, you've also reached out to those who are less privileged so that they can find something, that essence, so that they can shine. What gives you that drive and that passion to work outside of the church?
Well, I wasn't always who I am. I grew up in a neighborhood where there was lots of violence. I attended a school that many people looked down upon. And when I see some of the young people that I work with, I see what I used to be like before someone reached out to me. So I feel like my journey or my challenge in life is to help as many of them as I can. And what I realize is that although many of them love to dance, not all of them are able to afford dance classes. So as a result, through a friend of mine, you know, she was like, Lisa, why don't you start a charity so that you can help some of them? So we did that, and we started a trust so that we could offer dance classes to those who couldn't afford to pay for them. But at the same time, not only are they getting to dance, do what they love, but it's an opportunity for us to use the medium of dance now to reach them, to help them with discipline, to show them that they can use dance for something else apart from just competition. So it has been an interesting journey, and then that branched out into going into the schools. So now we have dance clubs at some of the schools so that we can use that as an opportunity to minister and help those children.
So are we talking about liturgical dancing, or this is a combination of that and other forms of dance?
It's other forms of dance. It's not just liturgical. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even say that I do liturgical dance, maybe because of my training, you know, but we do Caribbean. We are Caribbean people. We do street dance. We teach choreography. I'm very much into heart and technique. So we do a lot of different things. We even have classes for people who are married. So we have couples dance therapy class. So we have a variety of dance.
Dance therapy.
Yes.
There's therapy in dance.
Yes, there is.
Wow. So I want you to walk me through a bit of the journey with our youth and dancing. Is it your task to get them interested and excited? Or are these young people who are excited about dance but need an outlet, and their Excellencia is?
It's both. I'll tell you why. You would have noticed that I would have been teaching a young boy. We have an all-boys class. And there's some people who believe, I don't want my boy dancing because, you know, this is girly stuff or whatever. But we have some boys who will be interested in dance, or who will come, especially in the schools. And as we teach them, they develop the love for it. They learn the dance movements, and you see them getting all excited, and they're determined, they want to show off what they've learned. So some of them, they develop a love for it. And then there are still others who love to dance. Up to recently, a parent called me, "Can you find space for my child? She's always dancing all over the place. I don't know what to do with her. She's always in front of the mirror." So it's a bit of both. So we try to, as much as possible, fit them in the class that best suits them.
Have you ever had a case where there was a student, boy or girl for that matter, that came to dance? You can see the raw talent, but getting that mind and that attitude in agreement has been a difficulty, but you worked on it.
Oh, of course, many times. As a matter of fact, I get lashes for it sometimes, but when I see that, I go beyond. So for example, we will do retreats. I will call in persons that are more qualified in that field to do training with them. In fact, we are planning another retreat now where they will learn to cook, do different things, because you don't want to get up on the stage and you're just dancing and showing off dances, but inside, what's your character? What's your character? So we have to work on character. Sometimes I might have to speak to them, and if I have to speak to them and they give me attitude, no problem, go outside. When you get your attitude fixed, then you can come back. And I have no problem speaking to parents. I work with the parents, so we do as much as possible. And sometimes they may be a little tough at first, but love. Once you show them love, eventually they settle down. So we've had a lot of success stories.
That's a very important ingredient, love. It helps in developing your character and your self-esteem. How has that helped to shape some of your young ladies? There's so many young women out there, teens especially, who struggle with self-esteem and self-image issues for, a variety of reasons. How have you been able to tackle that?
Wow. By the grace of God, because some of the stories that come to me, if not for God, I don't know how I would be able to handle them, to be honest with you. You name it, it has passed me. Abuse, people who've lost their parents, anger issues, struggles at school with not being able to catch up. There are different things, but we do what we can. And I realize that dance is such a powerful thing, because when they come and their self-esteem is low, you work on them on that, and you get them to develop, and they are able to go on the stage and present a dance. As their self-esteem is built in the dance class, it's easy to translate it into the schoolwork. It's easy to translate it into other things. And as a result of that, there are persons who've come to the school, they started out in dance, but I realized they could sing. Oh, don't stop here. Go and learn to sing. So, I've partnered with other places that we could do as much as we can for these young people so that they can be all that they can be.
Lisa, you look like one of the very young persons yourself. Is there anyone that stands out in your mind that have passed through the halls of Excellencia dance class and today represent an example of that change that we want to see in our communities?
There is one young lady, her name is Gabrielle Boval. She didn't start out with me like how some of the others did, but in the time that she came, she developed in leaps and bounds, and she really took a hold of that. She's not the only one. There is Angel Todd. I would even say Dara Griffith. There's so many of them. And of course, the young man you just saw, Isaiah. So there are a lot of them that have passed through that. When I look at them, I feel like, okay, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. Because you have those days sometimes where you go like, do I even want to continue this? But it is an encouragement when you can see that they're settling down, they're making their mark in the society, and it's really encouraging.
What has been your greatest challenge?
Ooh, my greatest challenge. My greatest challenge, I would say, is having consistent help. And what I mean by that, you may have, okay, we do productions often. So you may have persons that come on that do productions and they assist, they volunteer. But during the lead up to the production, before we conceptualize the production, to have that hands-on and that support, it is often lacking. I would even say sometimes financial support for these young people. There are things that I see money pumped into that, you know, what is it really for? But when you approach persons, would you like to sponsor a child? It's a whole different ball game. So I would say consistent support, hands-on, and to some extent financial support.
Having said that, why do you keep doing it?
I keep doing it because it's my passion. It's my joy to do it. As I said earlier, I believe that it is one of the things that I've been placed on this earth to do. And as God said to me one time when I asked him a similar question to what you're asking me, he said, if not you, who? And who can argue that?
That's a strong one. That's a strong one. Where do you see your dance studio going in the next 5-10 years?
For sure, if it be the grace of God, we are going to cross the Caribbean seas.
Nice.
We are going to cross the Caribbean seas. I don't know how far we'll go internationally, but Barbados is not the only place that we're going. And I also expect to see that in the same way that I would have poured out to these young people, that they in turn would find other young people to pour out to. So even if they don't continue in dance, the things that they learned in dance, that they can apply in life, the discipline, they can find someone to help. And if that is done, we will be alive forever.
And let the people say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Now, if you wanted a success story, one that can take you onto the dance floor and take you from one opportunity in life to another, and even across the seas, that in itself is a positive profile, one that we can lift up and certainly pass on from generation and from region to region. You've been watching Positive Profiles. I'm Kimberly Skeed.